Okay, so we're going to do question 12.10 now. So in this question we are given a total market demand QD equal to 70,000 minus 2,000 P, where QD is basically the quantity of oil in thousands of barrels per year, and P is the dollar price. Okay, so suppose that there are 1,000 identical small producer. Each of them have a marginal cost equal to Q plus 5. So part I asking you assume that each of the small producer will just behave as a price taker, calculate a typical firm supply curve, the market supply curve, and the market equilibrium price and quantity. Okay. Alright, so now if the firms are the price taker, then they are going to produce at the point where the price equal to marginal cost in order to maximize their profit. Okay, so the producer the price taker. Okay, so therefore their profit is going to be maximized at the point where the price equal to marginal cost. Okay, so profit maximized at the point where the price equal to marginal cost. Alright, so so in this case marginal cost is going to be equal to Q plus 5. So therefore if we rearrange this equation, we're going to get Q equal to P minus 5. Alright, so this is the supply function for the supply curve for a typical firm, and given a market price which is P over here, the firm should take that as given and decide how many units of output the firm would like to supply to the market. Okay, so therefore this is the supply curve for the firm. Okay, remember P over here is a constant, which is the market price, and the firm will just take that as a constant. Okay, the firm doesn't have any power to change that. Alright, what is the market supply curve? So we already found the supply curve for each of the individual firm, and we have 1,000 identical ones like that. Okay, so therefore the total supply, okay, so the total market supply in which there are 1,000 firms in the market, so the total quantity supply QS is going to be equal to 1,000 multiplied by the quantity supplied by each of the individual firm. Okay, so therefore it's going to be equal to 1,000 P minus 5, and that is 1,000 P minus 5,000. Okay, so this is the market supply curve. Okay, so already got it before. Alright, so question asking you to find the equilibrium in the market. Okay, so very straightforward. We know that the equilibrium happening when quantity demand equal to quantity supply. Okay, now we already given a quantity demand function which is 70,000 minus 2,000 P. Alright, and quantity supply which is found just now equal to 1,000 P minus 5,000. Okay, so if we're solving this equation, we move 2,000 P to the right hand side and 5,000 to the left hand side. You get 65,000 equal to 3,000 times P. Okay, so therefore P is going to be equal to 65,000 divided by 3,000, and that is going to be equal to 65 on 3. Sorry. Now over here when I move 5,000 to the left hand side, it becomes 75,000 instead. Okay, and that is 3,000 on the right hand side. Okay, so I got 35,000 divided by 3. So 75,000 divided by 3,000, and that is going to give me 25. Okay, so the price in the market is 25, and if I substitute the price into the quantity supply or the quantity demand, it doesn't matter because they are the same. Then I am going to get the equilibrium quantity. Okay, so substitute P into either the demand or the supply. Okay, then I'm going to get the quantity in equilibrium equal to 1000 P. I can use any equation, okay, either the demand function or the supply function is fine. Okay, so it's going to be equal to 1000 P minus 5000. So it's 25,000 minus 5,000 has become 20,000. Okay, so the total supply and the total quantity demanded in the economy is going to be 20,000. Okay, so part B, suppose that now we have a new price leader in the economy, and this firm can produce at a constant average and marginal cost of $15 per barrel. Okay, so assume that the supply behavior of the competitive firms that we have in part A is unchanged. Calculate demand curve facing the price leader. Okay, so basically if I let QL, okay, be the quantity demanded, okay, from all phase right, okay, facing the price leader. Okay, then I know that the amount QL will just be equal to the total amount Q in the economy, which is the total quantity demanded, minus the quantity supply by the previous 1,000 firms. Okay, so whatever the 1,000 firms already supply, the leftover or the difference between the quantity demanded and whatever already supplied by 1,000 firms, it is going to be supplied by the new price leader. Okay, because the question telling you that the supply behavior of all of the competitive firms remain the same. Okay, so therefore all of the 1,000 firms are going to be supplying exactly the same as they did before, and so the leftover that is not going to be supplied by the 1,000 firms is going to be supplied by the price leader. Okay. All right. So we have a total quantity over here was 70,000 minus 2,000 P. Okay, and the quantity supplied by 1,000 firms we found from part A is going to be equal to 1,000 P minus 5,000. Okay, so I'll say QS equal to 1,000 P minus 5,000 found in part A. Okay, so therefore the difference that is going to be supplied by the new price leader is going to be so 70,000 minus become plus, so that's 75,000, and 2,000 minus 3,000 is going to be equal to negative 3,000 P. Okay, so this is the difference between the quantity supplied and the quantity demanded in the market, and so therefore it is going to be the quantity demanded facing the price leader. Alright, so the last part of the question asking you, assuming that the price leader marginal revenue curve is given by marginal revenue equals to 25 minus Q on 1500, by how much should the price leader produce in order to maximize the profit, and what is going to be the price and the quantity in the market? Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. We know that the price leader is basically a monopoly. Okay, so which is the only one who can who have unlimited resources. Okay, so he's going to be the price leader, and therefore he's going to be maximizing his profit at the point where the marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. Okay, so the price leaders maximize his profit at the point where the marginal revenue equals the marginal cost. Okay, so marginal revenue is given by 25 minus Q on 1500 and marginal cost equal to 15. So therefore, solving this equation, I'm going to get Q on 1500 equal to 10. Okay, and so therefore Q is going to be equal to 1500 times 10, which is equal to 15,000. Alright, so the price leader is going to produce QL, which is equal to 15,000. Alright, so what is going to be the price and the quantity in the market? Okay, so we got the quantities supplied by the price leader. If we are substituting back into our demand phase by the price leader over here, we will be able to find the price in the market. Okay. Alright, so I'll say substitute QL into the market demand facing the price leader. Okay, fail in part B. Then we are going to have, so QL equal to 75,000 minus 3,000 P. Okay, so given that QL equal to 15,000 and equal to 75,000 minus 3,000 P, so therefore P is going to be equal to so 3,000 P equal to 60,000. Okay, which is 75,000 minus 15,000, and so therefore P is going to be equal to 20. Alright, so the market price is going to be $20, and the quantity supplied by the leader is going to be 15,000, and the rest of the demand is going to be supplied by 1,000 firms. Okay, so so if I substitute B equal to 20 into the total market demand, then I'll be able to find the total quantity demand in the market, which is Q equal to 70,000 minus 2,000 times P, which is 20. So 20 times 2,000 is 40,000. 70,000 minus 40,000 is 30,000. Okay, so the whole market is going to demand 30,000, and the price leader is going to supply 15,000. So therefore, the rest of it is going to be supplied by 1,000 competitive firms in the market. Okay, so therefore, the rest, the Q supply, is going to be equal to Q minus QL, which is 30,000 minus 15,000, and that is going to be equal to 15,000. And this is the supply, okay, by 1,000 competitive firms. All right.